create my entity in? You hear Delaware, you hear Nevada, great states for doing it. We live in New Jersey, which doesn't have as good a reputation as being a business-friendly state. Does it make a difference what state you're creating your entity in?
From my perspective, I would say it's a good question, because if you're a small business owner just starting out, and you don't think, you're like, all right, I'm going to create this business. It's going to provide me a nice source of income. I'm not trying to take over the world. You just set up an entity in your state.
Right.
You don't need to do a Delaware LLC, for instance, and you're going to have to deal with paying franchise taxes down there. Plus, you're a New Jersey business. You're going to have to file a state. You're still filing a New Jersey return. And I'll address Nevada, and actually from a crypto perspective, Wyoming's trying to make a big name. There are, regulatory ease, and for some of these states, the filing fees are lower. It's really, the states, the non-Delaware, non-local states, they're just trying to create a sort of a source of revenue. Specifically on Delaware, the reason that a lot of companies, at least in the space that I come from, the startup space, will choose Delaware is, well, first of all, it's really kind of a brand name thing. I worked with a startup several years ago that started out as a California corporation. When they started attracting VC investments, they said, you know what, something, we need you to be a Delaware corporation. It's and the reason that Delaware has such a good reputation is that the court system there is very efficient. It tends to be business friendly in the Chancery court system, and so when disputes arise, they can be processed quickly and efficiently. And there's such a large case law, whatever the term is. There's such a large amount of case law that it's predictable. You know how things are going to happen. But that said, the issues that most small businesses are going to deal with, they run into legal problems. They're not going to get sued in Delaware. Right? Might be an employee issue. And that's going to all be litigated at the local level. Right. Large companies, when you're dealing with like M&A and big multinationals, those kind of issues are going to end up in Delaware courts. Then you want to have that predictability. And again, and like I said, it's a marketing thing too. Public companies, people are like, oh yeah, okay, that's a Delaware corporation. I know what that means. It's like a branding thing.
Right. Yeah. So we talked about earlier your expertise in crypto.